I've got Dan Van Ziel on the line with me. Dan is a former Springbok and he's been in here in Ireland for 18 years. He's coached clubs like Carlow, Old Wesley. Last year he was with Nace and this year he is with Wicklow RFC. How are you, Dan?
I'm very well, Ciaron, and thanks for the opportunity to have a chat with you.
I suppose I'm aware that you have the boys and the men set up and you have the TY program as well. But the women's program, there's some exciting things happening there.
Yes, no, we're very excited about it. And it's obviously got a lot of publicity and so on.
84 applicants I seen earlier on.
Yeah, no, Kiefer Morris is our women's coordinator, has done a great job. And then Ali Miller, has coached with us for 3 years. So she's really been a driving force. And then with Jenny Murphy and Fiona Hayes as well. So we've put a very good group together. Jill Burke, who plays for Ireland, is also one of our coaches. We've got really good girls that's driving the program. We're just giving them the platform, I guess, to do so. Because our main focus is the main, boys academy and our TY program that we're very excited about. But the girls, girls rugby is developing. It needs to develop. The girls themselves are very passionate about it, and they need a platform, and we were able to provide that platform for them.
I feel it circles back to your whole ethos, though, that I was talking about. Some people slip through the net, especially at that age bracket between 18 to 20. Like if they haven't fully developed, or they might give up the game. And with women's rugby, there is no under 20s available at the moment. So you want to keep girls playing for as long as you can and kind of develop them, because they might not necessarily be ready for senior rugby yet. So,
especially boys is probably a little bit different in the sense of they played senior cup. A lot of guys can come out of senior cup and play AIL or play junior leagues and so on. But with the girls, their training age, is so low. Like a lot of them would only play the game 2 years. 2 years or so. When I coached Leinster ladies 10 years ago, we had girls in the team that played 80 times for Ireland, and then we had a girl that only played the game for 6 months. And so the training age of girls is very low, and that's why I think it's very difficult for a youth girl to step up and play in the AIL as it is, even looking at the girls' AIL or the women's AIL, you've got very good clubs, and then you've got a couple of clubs that probably not as good, and those Wicklow, my own club, being one of them, and they lost 80-0 and 60 points to 5 and so on.
I watched all those games.
So it's a hard take for them, but they want to compete at that level. But if they can bridge the gap, and give a year where they can get more experience, get the physicality up and so on, I think the transition will be
it's all
a
a learning
easier.
Process, really.
Definitely, and position specific as well. Most girls play 18 and good athletes get picked, but there's no sense of positional specific work and so on, and that's what our academy is about as well in a lot of ways, is improving the individual, and giving them more experience about their position-specific stuff and so on. And that's also what we try and do with the girls, because I think you'll agree, is even in clubland, the best club coaches out there in the men's and women's game don't have the opportunity to coach position-specific, because you've only got 2.5 or 3 hours a week.
Yeah, you're pretty limited what you can do, I feel.
Yeah.
Like, you have a pretty star-studded coaching lineup there. You've got Alison Miller, of course. You've got Fiona Hayes, and you've got Jenny Murphy. So, you're not. There's no stone unturned really there.
No, look, and we've got others as well that wanted to be involved, but they just couldn't give the time commitment and so on for the time being. But if you look at our website, our girls coaches are really top quality, and a lot of experience, as I said,
Fiona Hayes obviously being coach of the year as well, having coached Munster under 18. Jenny's record speaks for herself. Ali, I got to know, from Port and she's coached a lot in our academy. And what strikes me is not just their knowledge, but their absolute passion for women's rugby, and for opportunity in women's rugby. And that's what we're about. We're about opportunity for everyone, but for those guys and girls that probably need the second chance or didn't receive the right opportunity when it was there.
You're a platform to help people improve, really, and players improve.
That's what it's about. One of our phrases is, you create your own pathway, that we give them the tools and we facilitate the program for them to be able to do that. And so there's no selection at this stage. It's application. We invite everybody in, and then through that we help them hopefully in their careers going forward.
That's great. So this is obviously something you're planning for many years to come. Like, it's not just a 1 season or 2 season thing.
No, at the moment we're bridging the gap. And look, if in the future time there's under 20 league, who knows if there will still be a opportunity what we can provide in this form, but we believe there will be. And just, the 80 applicants that we had, that's 4 teams, and suddenly, you get another 80 and to 8 teams, and most leagues that gets played by 8 teams, So I think there's a real hunger for under 20 girls rugby, and that's probably something that's come out of this.
Thank you for your time, and I hope it all goes well.
Thanks a lot, Ciaron, and looking forward to meeting up with you again.
I've got Fiona Hayes on the line. Fiona was an ex-international for the Irish women's rugby team. She played from 2012 to 2016. During this time, she won 2 Six Nations titles, including a Grand Slam, and was part of that great Irish Women's Rugby World Cup team in 2014. Got to the semi-finals and historically beat the All Blacks. How are you, Fiona?
How are you doing? I'm doing very well, thanks a million.
Obviously, you're making a bit of name for yourself in coaching, and now you're part of the first under-20s team in Rugby Academy Ireland. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, look, I mean, I was coaching towards the latter of my career as well. I coached, I was still playing, so I coached, I've coached Dolphin J2 men's down here in Cork. I've been with UCC for 7 years nearly now, so I've been around quite a long time. Always had an interest in coaching, always wanted to push on to coaching. I've an absolute love of the game, but definitely a love of the technical aspects of the game, which some players do and don't have, but that's what kind of excites me, especially the breakdown and defence and that sort of thing.
Rugby
so
nerd.
Well, kind of. No, I am obsessed. A lot of people think I watch way too much rugby, but you know what? I absolutely enjoy watching it. So even though I coach, I probably play. When I was playing, I go home then and I'd unwind by watching it as well. A lot of people didn't understand that, but yeah. I do have a love for the game. So and then I coached the under-18s while I was playing my last season with Munster as well. So that was kind of a big year where I took a big step, and I absolutely enjoyed that. And the girls done really well. We actually won the Interpros. From losing all our round robin games, we went into the semi-final, beat Leinster and beat Ulster then on the final. So I definitely had a taste for it, and Quiva and Dan in Rugby Academy Ireland we'd kind of talked about different areas, and it was kind of just something that we were interested in doing, and Ali Miller, in kind of just setting up just a team, or even seeing what could happen if we got those girls between 18 and 20 together, because from coaching the under-18s with Munster and coaching UL Bows and UCC, I thought there was a slight kind of gap in in even the 18, 19-year-olds having the confidence to make that step up and play IL and senior rugby, which they're well capable of doing. Yeah. So we were looking at maybe bridging that gap, and so we've kind of decided to hopefully kick on and set up this team, and maybe in the future, if possible, get over and play a couple of club teams we've been on to over in England that have been interested in having a game with us as well. So that's kind of where we're looking at the minute.
I was talking to Dan earlier, and a big thing for him and Rugby Academy Ireland, I think, in their ethos is some players like slip through the cracks almost between the age of 18 to 20, and they might not necessarily be bad players or not the best, but some players just take a bit longer. There's certain aspects of their game that need to become more developed.
That's exactly it. And I mean, they're lucky in a way. I and a lot of girls now, it's getting better nowadays, but a lot of around my era would have picked, I picked up rugby ball at 23. I played soccer all my life. I got my first cap at 30. So it's kind of like, I when I think back, I wonder what it would have been if I'd actually started or really focused on rugby between 18 and 20. It could have been a different ball game altogether, but that kind of opportunity wasn't there, and we just want to create something where girls could say, I gave it a go if they're interested in that kind of pursuing that, be it playing with Munster, Ulster, be it playing with their club, maybe someone to go on and play with Ireland is what we hope, and it's just kind of there to facilitate them and give them the confidence to kick on with that.
It's a platform you're providing.
Exactly, it's that, and that is correct. Like, there are girls that and boys that slip through that kind of loop, and and they fall out of rugby and fall out of love with rugby as well, which I hate seeing. So we want to kind of create an environment and a team and show them that you can come together and enjoy it, but kind of do it in a way that you're training hard and playing hard as well.
Yeah, we were talking about when Ireland beat New Zealand earlier on, and Alison Miller got that wonder try that's a nominee for Try of the Decade. And she's part of your coaching team along with Jenny Murphy.
Yeah, that's it. So it's myself and Miller and Jenny came on then as skills coach, and there's great knowledge there, and the three of us absolutely love the game, and we love passing our knowledge on, and I think that's kind of essential, but very different type of characters as well. So I think that's what's great about it. Yeah. And I'd be very focused on different areas that they would be, you know what I mean? So, like, Ali loves chatting about full-backs and this and that, whereas I'm front row all the way, or whatever. I'm talking about
you have the forward brain.
Well, I think I do anyway, maybe not. I'm still learning, but I definitely have, like, a different interest, and I think it's great. The three of us we bounce off each other really well, but we also like to focus on different areas of the game and different aspects, so it kind of works really well together.
Well, I think in every team you have to have some sort of dynamic between all the coaches. So.
Yeah, absolutely, and like we'd be kind of three kind of characters as well. Even there in lockdown, myself and Ali started up our own podcast where we're talking absolute crap about rugby, so we've got a good kind of characteristic that we bounce off each other as well, and Jenny Murphy is definitely someone who has a big and bright personality, so it's something I'm really excited. Like, we haven't done much work together on the field yet, so it's something I'm excited about getting out there and giving it a blast.
Well, I read earlier on today you had 84 applicants, so that's a very good start.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we've been going through them over the last couple of weeks, and a lot of interest there, which is absolutely brilliant to see. And you know what, as well, which is good for us, is that a lot of the applicants would have played into provincial rugby as well in the last couple of years. Which to me, because I was involved with Munster, I know the standard is quite high, and it's just, you know what, it's about giving them more tools that they can take that step up and push on further again, and that's what we're there to do.
2 or 3 years' time and you are still involved with the academy, where would you hope it is?
Well, okay, I suppose in a couple of years we just would hope that we've had, 2-3 positive years that, that a couple, everyone's goals will be different with the girls coming on board, but that maybe 50, 60, 70% achieve their goals. I'm not going to say that I have so many players playing with Ireland senior team. That's not what it's about.
Yeah, it's not about making internationals.
But if that was one of their goals and we were able to help them do that, obviously that's what we'd want to do. But it could be someone wants to get on a Munster senior team, or someone might want to get on a UL Bowls or a Railway Union senior team, you know. So everyone has a different goal, and I suppose we'd love to hear from people 2-3 years later that, you know, as a coach and staff, that we were able to facilitate and help out their goal of getting to wherever they wanted to go.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And I think we should leave it there. Thanks very much for that.
No bother at all. Perfect.